All right, thank you. And I will warn you, we do have my dogs here today, and they're saying hello, and they're huge fans of yours.
No worries. I have dogs too, so yeah, mine are being uncharacteristically well behaved at the moment, but you might meet them soon.
Okay. So first, why don't you each to tell me a little bit about your roles on the show?
I'm Neil Cross. I made it up.
I'm Rita Acharya. I got cast as Holly.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your characters and what makes them who they are.
Well, Neil doesn't have a character because he wrote it. I I play Holly, who is Nathan's wife, and who has lost her sister in a disappearance / death that we find out Nathan is linked to.
Oh, wow. It sounds really... How did you prepare for a role like that? I mean, it sounds like it's so emotional.
Well, for the writing,
see, and my dogs agree. It's emotional.
Preparing by reading script and having chats with Neil, having chats with Russell, who plays Nathan, and obviously preparing with our director.
Very nice. And Neil, tell me what inspired you to write this.
I never quite know where stories come from, but I've always been interested in. I mean, because I'm the most English man who ever trod the earth, which means that I spend my entire life in a kind of morass of guilt and embarrassment and self-hatred, and I've always been obsessed by how easy it is to be living one life, a happy life, and to make one mistake, one categorical, moral or legal error, to do one thing which is out of character. And your life is then completely and irrevocably changed. Most murders, as we know, are committed by people who are drunk. If you're going to be killed by somebody, it's someone you know, probably someone you love, and probably someone who's drunk. And I think we've all experienced that feeling of waking up after a party or a dinner, or we've had a glass or three too many, and the first feeling is that kind of anxious vertigo of, oh my God, what did I say? What did I do? Did I insult them? Was I boring? But I've always been interested in the fact that real people in the real world, wake up in the morning and their first memory is, oh my God, I killed someone. And how do you live with yourself? How do you live a life after an event like that? Especially if you get away with it. If it's a murder for which you're never caught, you're never arrested, you're never humiliated in front of your friends, it's just something you know. How do you live with that secret? So that's where the story comes from.
That's incredible. And tell me a little bit about some of the challenges about writing and working on it respectively.
This is a horrible way to answer that question. And again, my fundamental English list comes out here. I find it hard. I work very long hours. I have no friends. I have no social life. But I just enjoy doing it. It's something that I love to do, that I'm compelled to do. So there were challenges. The challenges are, some of them are dull in that you have to get an episode shot within a certain number of weeks, and it has to be on a certain number of minutes on screen, and you have to structure the story in a fitting way. But I just enjoy that stuff. I love every aspect of writing and making TV. I really do.
Nice. And you're doing a great job. And for the record, you have one friend right here. We're friends already. So
thank you very much.
And Amrita, tell me a little bit about some of the challenges about playing your role. You got into it a little bit before, but what were some of the other challenges?
I guess one of the challenges that we all faced as actors was working within 3 different timelines, which was a really positive challenge, just because you could really get into each section of each character's history, and how their relationships would have evolved during that time, how their needs, or their, at least for Holly, her process of grieving during the time that had passed. So that was a really fun challenge for myself anyway. And then just sort of dealing with, I suppose, the great thing about Neil's writing is so much of what is said is not what a character means, or not. You're dealing with a lot of subtext a lot of the time as well. Things aren't necessarily spoken about, especially Nathan, is lying through his teeth a lot of the time, and a lot of the time Holly's kind of trying to read between the lines but not quite understanding what's going on. So that was always fun to play around with, like how much do you push that, and where do you pull back, how much, where is the emotion a bit more suppressed or repressed, or when does it come out more? How vulnerable is any character at any given moment because of the truth of a situation?
And in what ways do you relate to Holly?
I mean, I'm a big sister, so I relate to, for me, it's like the worst nightmare ever if my sister were to go missing. So I relate to that. Touch wood, I have not lost my sister. She's totally fine. But yeah, that. And Holly is very resilient. She's much nicer than me. I think I would have called BS quite fast on Nathan and just been like, we're going to sit down and talk about this now, whereas she's maybe a bit more like, all right, he'll come out in his own time. But we probably share the same fighting spirit, I think. Yeah, just in a very different way.
Nice. And how many years apart are you from your sister?
I am 3.5 years older.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm 6 years older than my sister. But being a big sister is wonderful, isn't it?
I love it.
I love it too. It's wonderful. And are you a big brother there, Neil?
I'm a little brother.
You're a little brother. Okay.
My not only a little brother, but I suspect an accident. My siblings are all a lot older than me.
Gotcha. And Neil, Amrita told us how she would react if she were in the situation that Holly is. How would you react?
I don't. Holly is a smarter and wittier and more resilient and kinder person than I could ever be. So weirdly, I can't quite put myself in Holly's shoes, because I just think she's got a fundamental emotional strength that it's like there's a cliche about a broken bone setting harder, and Holly is like that broken bone that's set harder. So she has a fundamental resilience that I do not have. And when I look at the story, I'm more Nathan. I'm the morally weak character. I'm the well-meaning, morally weak character. That's me.
Oh, wow. But you're such a nice guy. You're both very nice. And they're telling me we're almost out of time. And do either of you have any last words for your fans?
I never know what to say to anyone.
Enjoy it. Watch it. Don't kill anyone.
That's it. That's the motto of the show. Watch it, enjoy it, don't kill anyone.
Don't kill anyone. Yes, I'll keep that in mind. Neil, anything else you want to say to your fans? I know you have fans.
Watch it, enjoy it, don't kill anyone.
All right, and my dogs agree they're not going to kill anyone either. So they're usually quiet during interviews. I don't know what's getting into them today, but
oh, I'd like dogs, so that's always a pleasure for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you both, and enjoy. Good luck, and don't kill anyone. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.